Welcome back to Totally Based. I'm Joey Gaskin. Elon Musk announced this week that his company Neuralink just did its first brain chip implant on a human. What's your immediate response? Is it, wow, what an advancement in technology? Or are you saying to yourself, what? Should we be concerned about this? After all, isn't that transhumanism? We'll discuss all of that and more coming up next here on Totally Based. So Elon Musk tweeted this week that his company Neuralink finally made it to human trials, tweeting this: "The first human received an implant from Neuralink yesterday and is recovering well. Initial results show promising neuron spike detection." He later went on to say, "It enables control of your phone or computer and through them almost any device just by thinking. Initial users will be those who have lost the use of their limbs. Imagine if Stephen Hawking could communicate faster than a speed typist or auctioneer. That is the goal." He also announced that the first product from Neuralink would be a product called telepathy. Now, if you're like me, you're probably wondering, what is Neuralink? Like, what does it do? How does it work? Well, let's take a look.
I'd like to welcome Professor Marcello Jankin now. He conducts research on the ethically sustainable development of AI systems and neurotechnologies at the Technical University of Munich. Welcome to you. Tell us, please, how exactly does this brain chip work?
Well, thanks for having me. So this brain-computer interface establishes a direct communication pathway between the brain of a patient with a neurological condition and an external computer device. And Neuralink is involved in two technologies that are relevant here. The brain-computer interface itself, so this technology that enables this patient, presumably a patient with quadriplegia, so with the paralysis of all four limbs, to control a computer device with brain activity, but also of the telesurgery robot that also Neuralink is producing, which is the robot that is used to implant the device into the patient's brain.
So there's a real opportunity here, if I understand how you're describing it, to really help people. There is some real clear benefits with this.
Yes, absolutely. We should remember that neurological disorders are a major component of the global burden of disease. And we cannot cure what we cannot measure. So we need to develop this kind of neurotechnologies to understand the functioning of the human brain and to develop a tailored solution for the hundreds of millions of people worldwide who are suffering from disorders of the brain and disorders of the mind.
How safe is it?
Well, this is hard to tell because, as you rightly mentioned before, this is a first-in-human trial. This means this is the first time a human was implanted with this particular technology produced by Neuralink. However, we have good data that suggests that the procedure is safe. This is because before obtaining an approval from the FDA for a first-in-human trial, Neuralink had to produce evidence that the device was safe and effective in animal models. So they have conducted extensive research in monkeys and other animal models. There was also a release of a video involving a pig that shows a relatively high degree of safety and efficacy. And also we should remember that this is not the first time that a brain implant has been implanted in a human. In fact, the very first brain implant was implanted in a human back in 1998. So it's 26 years ago. But this doesn't mean that the technology is not innovative. In this last 2 to 3 decades, brain-computer interfaces have made incredible progress. But this is cumulative progress. So I think we can have a good confidence that the procedure is safe based on the preclinical data and also based on data that we obtained from similar technologies that were used before.
So the technology has been progressing sort of gradually over the last couple of decades. I want to ask you a question, and I don't want to be flippant when I ask this, but if I have a chip in my brain, can someone hack into that and make me do something that I don't want to do?
Well, the short answer is yes, of course. Anything that is connected to a computer is vulnerable to the same risks that a computer is vulnerable to. So if you connect the brain to a computer, you make a brain vulnerable to the risk of a computer, including hacking. And this is, in fact, is something that has been proven in experimental models. That being said, the risk of a hacking attack, for example, to happen to a patient using this kind of implant is relatively low because the technology is not widespread. And also the benefits and the risk should be balanced against each other. And here the therapeutic benefit clearly outweigh the risk.
Fascinating talking to you. Thank you so much, Marcello Janka, Professor of the Ethics of AI and Neuroscience at the Technical University of Munich. Thank you very much.
Okay, so just to note a few things. Neuralink's claim is that this technology is intended for those with limb disabilities. It's relatively safe because they've done studies on animals, and although it's incredibly unlikely, this brain chip, this implant, has the potential to be hacked. Now, just to be clear, we're talking about your brain, you guys, your brain. This is the thing you use to move, the thing you use to breathe, the thing you use to speak, okay, etc. But hey, maybe it's just me. But before I go any further, if you want more content like this, please like this video, ring that notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe and follow for more. Now let's just pause for a moment because I know it's really easy to think, man, like this is cool technology. It's helping people. That's a good thing. What does it matter? Well, it matters because that's exactly how they were able to force millions of people around the world to get a shot that they didn't even want by telling them, hey, you're doing a good thing. This good thing that you're doing is going to protect those around you. You know, but we all know that evil never presents itself in the daylight. It always comes dressed in goodwill. Plus, there are globalists who have a great interest in this type of technology. And while Elon claims to be Team Humanity, there are plenty of people who aren't. And I'm referring specifically to the World Economic Forum, which, in case you don't know, is a powerful lobbying group of elites who gather from around the world to make political, economic, and social decisions about you and I. And trust me, their intentions are no good. In fact, this guy, Klaus Schwab, is the founder and chairman of the World Economic Forum, most notably known for saying that all of us will own nothing and be happy. Yeah, look him up. But more importantly, I want you to take a listen to this guy, Yuval Harari, DARPA scientist and #1 advisor to Klaus Schwab and his team. Take a listen.
What are humans for?
As far as we know, for nothing. I mean, there is no great cosmic drama, some great cosmic plan that we have a role to play in it. And we just need to discover what our role is and then play it to the best of our ability. This has been the story of all religions and ideologies and so forth, but as a scientist, the best I can say, this is not true. There is no universal drama with a role in it for Homo sapiens. If you repeat a lie often enough, people will think it's the truth, and the bigger the lie, the better. Because people won't even think that, it's something so big can be a lie. And I think that fake news have been with us for thousands of years. Just think of the Bible. But there is a concern. We will learn how to engineer bodies and brains and minds. Now, how exactly will the future masters of the planet look like? This will be decided by the people who own the data. Now, why is data so important? It's important because we've reached the point when we can hack not just computers, we can hack human beings and other organisms. Now, what do you need in order to hack a human being? You need two things. You need a lot of computing power, and you need a lot of data, especially biometric data. But control of data might enable human elites to do something even more radical than just build digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it. All of life, for 4 billion years, dinosaurs, amoebas, tomatoes, humans, all of life was subject to the laws of natural selection and to the laws of organic biochemistry. But this is now about to change. Science is replacing evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds, but our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds, the IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud. These are the new driving forces of evolution. Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
That's over.
Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale. Yeah, I mean, everything is being digitalized. Everything is being monitored. In this time of crisis, you have to follow science. It's often said that you should never allow a good crisis to go to waste, because a crisis is an opportunity to also do good reforms that in normal times people will never agree to. But in a crisis, you see, we have no chance. So let's do it.
Huh. So humans are hackable animals now and free will is a thing of the past? I wonder how they plan to accomplish such things. Wake up! This is how they plan to accomplish that. This is transhumanism, which is essentially the mixing of human biology with technology, which makes us less human and more removed from reality, and ultimately is an insult to God, as if to say we know how to make something better than he does. And that's a lie. Now back to Elon. How does he fit into all of this, and where does his allegiance truly stand? Because I can tell you, although he doesn't claim to be a globalist, Elon has definitely come out in support of universal basic income. And never mind the things he says, look at the things he's building. Most of it benefits the globalist agenda. You have Tesla, which is electric vehicles, which perfectly fits with their outcry for, oh no, climate change. And then you have X, the Everything app, which is a data consolidation of all activities and biometrics. And then you turn around and you have Neuralink, this brain chip, this brain implant that's hackable. That's transhumanism, guys. That's a perfect storm for a globalist agenda. It does not take a rocket scientist to see the writings on the wall. Now, I know you've probably heard these verses before, but I'm going to read them to you anyway. This is Revelations 13, 16 through 18. And please, just listen, okay? It says, it also forced all people, it being the second beast, it forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. This calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That number is 666. All right. Now, I just want you to think, okay? Elon Musk has developed this Everything app, this Everything app, which you're supposed to be able to do everything on it at some point. Pay your bills, send emails, social media, everything's supposed to be all consolidated in one place. And as I said before, they also will have your biometrics within this app, okay? So just to verify who you are. Now, you have this Everything app, and then now you also have Neuralink, which is a brain chip, brain implant, which is potentially hackable. I just want you to think about that. And I'm not saying that these things are or will be. I'm just giving you some insight. And so do with that as you please. But I just want you to know, this is not just about Elon. This is about understanding that we really are in an infinity war, guys. And my word of caution to you would just be to keep your eyes open, remain alert, and be prepared. I got a feeling you liked that video. If you did, you can always find more like it here. And as always, stay tuned for more news, culture, and politics here on Totally Based.